Hi, I'm Nate, and this is Photolearningism. I touched last week on the OBS tool and how it can be a really good content creation tool for recording your stuff, and it can also be a really good place to begin if you're looking for a really good, powerful solution to record your own videos and possibly stream with that as well. Let's dig into that right now. Okay, so once again, I'm Nate. This is Photolearningism. If this is your first time joining in, I do a lot of work on this channel to build a community of learning to surface the cheap or free art technologies so that you can know about them and make good use of them. Feel free to check back on the other really amazing videos that we've done. We've touched on screen recorders, on video recorders. We've looked at photo alteration tools of all different kinds, photo management tools. There's a whole lot of stuff for you to dig into and also discuss with peers because I really love the conversation. I really love the comments and the just kind of the honest digging into these different tools and technologies and helping each other grow and learn our experience. So thanks for joining in. OBS. It is an open source project for recording. It's actually what I'm recording on right now. I mentioned it during my last video, and I want to dig a bit more into that to show the different powerful capabilities that are at your fingertips with this particular tool. Now, if you're considering getting into the world of live streaming, this is actually one of the recommendations that's very popular in that field as well. If we were to hop into, not this, but we'll get into that in a moment, into Twitch, you can kind of see that that's one of their openly first recommendations after their own beta. That is one of their first recommended tools for doing the broadcasting, for doing the streaming. And I found it to be a very versatile, very powerful, free option. And it's done very, very well for what I've needed it to do. Chief among them is recording my weekly videos and getting that done and recording in HD and doing that. It has so many extensibility options. You can hook up multiple cameras to it. I can flip to my other camera right now, which is really awesome. And you can see how that goes. We can bounce around to this shot. We can really do a lot. Right now I'm recording a screen. So there's three sources that you just witnessed going on in this video right now. Really awesome, really versatile. It has the capability to load in websites, live feeds. You could have something ticking along the side of the screen while this is going on. You could have an active chat, which is where it gets really cool and innovative with doing live streaming, and that you can have other live elements plugged in, and you can drag them around the canvas space. If we demonstrate over here, everything you drag into, it's broken down into scenes and sources. A scene is kind of like a collection of elements. So you create a canvas to put things into it, and then the sources are those pieces that you would put in, whether it's a video, whether it's an overlay, and you can make all that stuff yourself, or you can work with buying those things if that's in your budget. I made my own because I like to do that sort of thing and I wanted to save the money. But yeah, these are all individual things that you can hide or take away and set up. You can drag them around and put them where it feels natural to you to have them. So again, a lot of very flexible, very powerful, very simple to understand tools built into this. You can also get very, very fancy, very sophisticated in that it supports transitions, which is really awesome. These can go like sky's the limit. Some people have come up with these amazing innovative wipes and things that just look so professional and so cool. I'm not at that level yet. I'd love to get there, but know that those options exist and you can do that. You may have noticed as I'm cutting between things, when I do these changes, you'll see a brief fade, a brief transition between the shots, and that's actually a built-in real-time effect that you're getting with this tool, where it just understands how to calculate and render that in real time. So you could crossfade scenes cleanly, and you can also do some custom stuff that you can build on your own and add them in transitions. It's really, really, really cool. You could have controllable audio feeds. You can pull feed from my desktop audio if I'm going to play some music in the background. I used to do that, but that just ended up being really distracting. But it's there as an option depending on the kind of content you're creating. The mic volume is pretty self-explanatory, but you get full control of that as well depending on where you're coming from. Controls are all on the light side here. you'll notice how I'm also kind of flipping around between scenes. And the way I'm able to do that while I'm recording that is you can set up something called Hotkeys. That's over here. And as you add those scenes that I talked about, you can come to these hotkeys, this hotkey section, and find the scene that you've added and created, and then apply what the switcher is to that. What's the keyboard combination you want to do, so that as you're working with things, you can actually be self-directing as you're doing things, as I'm doing right now. And if you're really, really comfortable with the controls you set up, so you'd want to pick a combination of things where it makes sense and you can keep your fingers on those switchers, you can essentially have a video with multiple sources like I'm doing and compile it all at the same time. It saves a lot of time when you're doing your video editing and when you want to produce a video very rapidly. Right now I don't have lots of time. I only get a little bit of time, a couple of hours here and there, being a husband, being a father of 5 children, and keeping a day job as well. So I like to keep things as streamlined and as clean as possible, and this was my solution to do that, was leveraging these controls that I could somewhat automate what I do as I do it. So those are some of the really interesting high points of it. There's a lot of different plugins and things and a lot of very fancy ways you could take this. Again, I'm kind of digging my hands in there and getting my feet wet with this as I go. So don't take this video to be like, wow, this is the height of where it goes to. That's not it at all. It goes so much higher, and I would encourage you to go check out the other videos on the people who have climbed higher, who have figured this stuff out. And when I get there, I'll make more videos about it too. But go check those out for now so you can catch up to speed. I mentioned that this is a streaming solution as well. The buttons are all right here. When you're ready to start streaming, when you're ready to start recording, you can do them both at the same time, which actually I like to do because I have my own copy, my own archived copy of what I've done. So some very useful things that are built into this tool. There's another version of OBS out there, which I'll just point to it again because it's easier to see here on the Twitch dashboard. It's Streamlabs OBS, which is a forked version of it. That does work pretty well. It does not have all the same features as the full OBS. And when I say full, that's kind of like more what it is. It's that it was built to include more functionality and more features and more extensibility. This version, the Streamlabs, was built specifically for the purpose of streaming. So if that's your focus, this could be more of a focus tool for that purpose. It focuses on the use of templates like this right here. I did not make this. This is a template that you can load into it, and it is a little bit more limiting in that way, and that you kind of have to play by what's in there. And I do think there's a way to make your own themes and things, but I didn't find it as friendly to build out what I wanted to do. There is some customizability where you can change things and drag things around and add more elements and hide them and take them away. And you can see the same kind of playing field here where you have your scenes and your sources, and it does support hotkeys as well. But again, this is a stream focused tool, whereas the other OBS product here is geared towards both recording your own videos offline, being able to produce your content in kind of a studio session, and it does support also all the streaming, live streaming features as well. So hope that's helpful to give you a good taste of what this can do. Definitely try it, download it, and play with it a little bit. I'm going to put a link in the description below. You have nothing to lose because, again, it's free, it's open source, and there's so much power in it, and there's a lot of community already surrounding this tool because of what it has to offer. So thank you so much for watching that. Once again, I'm Nate. This is Photolearningism. If this was helpful, please do give me a thumbs up to let me know that it was helpful. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out on the awesome discussions and videos that we're going to produce in the future. And I thank you so much for coming in. Don't hesitate to leave a comment and join the conversation and get involved in this growing learning community. Take care.